Whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Good to see you guys. We made it to another Saturday somehow. I was beginning to wonder there for a while if I was going to be able to make it again today or not. You guys can probably see over here. Yeah, still got the remnants of this eye thing, man. This thing tearing me up that weekend before last, I think it was. I had to cancel the live stream and a Zoom call. It was freaking terrible. Actually, I had to call off work early Friday for this, and fortunately it's gotten a little bit better. At least I can see the monitors and stuff, so we're good to go there. Let's see who we got with us. Mother Truckin' Reptiles is here. How you doing? Erica made it. Hello. Mother is in the house. Hey. The turtle is here. Laura, good to see ya. Yeah, don't forget, hit the like button, do all that stuff, share it out. We got some cool stuff to talk about today, as usual. Doesn't always start out that way, but we always seem to get there somehow. So, Brandon, how you doing, bud? Slow, good to see ya. Tara made it. I'm guessing Erica reminded you, huh? Oh, good to see you, man. So I'm sure we got a couple stragglers that'll be coming in here pretty soon. Been spending a lot of time today cleaning enclosures and playing with the animals and stuff like that. And spent a good deal of time with the tegu today, except I didn't record it. A lot of uneventful stuff, except I don't know, those of you guys that follow the Facebook page may have seen the video that I put out on that. I'll put that up in a little while so you guys can see it. He just about got me. We did some good stuff today. I had him out in Niles' enclosure, and he was roaming around, perfectly happy. Never once tried to take a bite at me. All that extra space and stuff for his mind to focus on, I think, helped out a whole lot. But yeah, as soon as I got him back into his enclosure, he started to act like he was going to be nice for a minute. Crawled out on my shoulder and all that stuff, and just kind of sitting there, tongue just going, and all of a sudden, matter of fact, let me see if I can put this up real quick and you guys can see what I'm talking about. I didn't get much of a video, and this is just coming off my Facebook page, but let's see. Here, I can share that real quick. Yeah, so this is our little encounter today where he was trying to lure me into a false sense of security. Just crawling out on me and being all cool, being a good boy, just hanging out and don't blink because here comes roar. You guys didn't see it. Look at his meathead, man. As soon as he gets down there by my arm, just barely missed me. So yeah, we still got our work cut out for him. He's getting a little bit better, but he is still very much into biting everything that he possibly can. So North Carolina Exotics is here. How you doing? Laura made it. Yep, chomp. I tell you what, too, man, it's funny because, even with Niles being 6 feet long like he is, he's a sizable lizard, and the tegu is considerably shorter. I mean, he's 3-4 feet ish, somewhere in there. Can't be any more than 4 feet. But tegus have just got such a more massive head to them, especially the males. and his mouth is so much more intimidating than Niles' is. And we had some good times with Niles today too. He let's see if this is actually gonna. This thing always tries to add comments in there. That's okay. I'll show this. It is all stuff that, like I said, it was up on the Facebook page earlier. So if you guys follow me on Facebook, you already seen these. But since I can't really bring these guys upstairs during a live stream, this is just so much easier. Put this up here. But for those of you guys that follow him too, I've got to do an update with him. This Nile monitor has just been doing so well. And we're finally getting to the point now where I just about trust him. He's had, as early as like 6-8 months ago, I've had some instances of him just having that really hot food response, man, and coming at me. But he has done a lot better. And you can see this, what we're looking for, that sideways tongue coming up right there. When you see your monitor lizards start doing that, that's a really good sign that they're comfortable, that they're happy. It's what we look for with them. But he's doing really well. Maybe if we're lucky, sometime before the summer's over with, I can actually start bringing him up here. He seems like he's chilled out a whole lot about being out of his enclosure and stuff like that, as he used to when, like last summer, when I'd take him outside and let him come back in. As soon as he'd get back in, all that stuff around him would really freak him out, and he'd start to Fred Flintstone run on the concrete. Here, the last few times I've had him outside, man, he cruises in on his own, walks right up to the side of the enclosure, lets me pick him up and put him back in there. So hopefully here pretty soon I'll get him just crawling right back in by himself. And he's getting so easy to work with the harness. And you guys will have to let me know the microphone that I'm using. As you guys can probably tell, I got rid of the boom mic that was out here, a condenser mic, and I'm using a shotgun mic that attaches to the camera now. And it is battery operated, so if the batteries die in the middle of this, somebody will have to let me know. I'll have to swap it out real quick. But other than that, let's see. North Carolina Exotics been working with his new retic. Sweet. That's fun, man. There's few things as fun as getting a new retic to work with. Every time I get a new one, man, it's so cool to start picking out the differences in the personalities and stuff like that. Always love it. Megan, how you doing? Happy Saturday. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Yep, we're doing well. Oh, cool. So oh yeah, that's right. They've got what she's talking about with that. I helped build the legacy wristband. Is I don't remember. It was some kind of a fundraiser or something that they was doing, and Nicole can explain this better. But I think a lot of the people that contributed to it, they got like their name on a block or something out there. So they're gonna have like a wall of contributors, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a little while since I followed up on that stuff, but that's pretty cool. The Scabby Snack is here. Fax Machine made it. Been treating her ball python for burns. Oh, man, that's rough. Yeah, it's always rough when something like that happens. I know it tore me up when Niles got his back cut. I hovered over him. Talk about a helicopter dad for a long time. Bosa, good to see you, my friend. Or say one of her yard snakes taking up residence in the rinse tub. I wish I had more snakes around here, but I've got too many feral cats running around out there for that. So And I was looking at them today, and I am so close to going full Australia on these cats running around out there, because I've got entirely too many squirrels that I feed and birds out here that we feed. And I'm quite certain they're a big reason why we can't find any snakes and stuff when we go walking around out there. So I don't know, man. These feral cats, I think their time is short. Um, I really can't have them running around the backyard and the backwoods out there killing everything that moves. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, let's see. Tara just got a bearded dragon named Elliot yesterday. Beardies are awesome. They've got such crazy personalities too. Do I know of any hotspots or expos nearby? Well, I don't remember where you're from, so I wouldn't know nearby. I also don't keep up with too many of the expos. Every now and then I'll go to one, like if I'm helping a friend set up or something. Last time I went to one, it was a show me one, and actually took a couple of my big retics out to do a talk out there, essentially showing everybody that was looking at the adorable little 18-inch baby retics and showing them what they're going to have to prepare for when they grow up. But yeah, other than that, I don't keep up with too many of the shows that go on. So. Too close to the heating element. That's one of the reasons why I really prefer overhead heat whenever I can. I mean, I've got a couple enclosures down there that have got the little small heat mats on the bottom and the thermostat right up over top of them, but I really love the overhead heat because, I mean, just like what happened here the other day, Ramses, my green tree python, I glanced over and I seen he was laying in the substrate all the way at the bottom, and the thermostat was reading 97. So I mean, the heater was just kind of going nuts. And so of course, unplugged that, got that worked out. But I mean, that's one of those things, worst case scenario is with a top mounted radiant heat panel, if it overheats, the animal can get down and get away from it. They're not going to be laying on it, as opposed to if it's on the bottom or something and it starts to overheat. For some reason, some snakes will just lay on it and cook themselves. One weird thing about snakes, man, is they will let themselves get injured to ridiculous degrees. I don't understand why that is. It's something I should probably start researching, just for my own curiosity, if for nothing else. Had a feral cat problem, so he took them all in. I think I've got like 4 or 5 of them, different ones that I count out here. And my retics might be taking them into their belly, because I'm just kidding. I'm not going to feed feral cats to the snakes. But yeah, they are such a problem out here. Laura was asking Tara if she's doing any videos with the beardy. Her friend just found one wandering in the streets of Missouri, huh? Man, what a place to find him. Hey, Jim, how are you, sir? Judd, good to see ya. Man, here I go getting all far behind here. Yeah, I got sewer cats out here. I got the big sewer rats up in New York. Yeah, that's right, North Carolina. Expos out here. I don't know. I'll look around and see which ones show up. I mean, the last one that that I went to, the Show Me show, it's at a really small armory in Durham, and it's a really, really small place. But they actually had a fairly decent show last time I was out there. I think the last one we went to was out in Raleigh. Like I said, I don't know. I don't. Oh man, I don't keep up with them. You do use, yeah. If you use an overhead and he still burned himself, that is a trick. That's a highly skilled snake right there. Man. Yeah, talking about administering meds to him. I do not like that either. I had to give, when I first got my boa imperator, we had to give him, had to force some antibiotics and stuff down him. That was not good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you was talking about before I started reading it out loud. But yeah, she was talking about out at Brian's place, Brian Barczyk's place. And you can get a plaque that has an animal on it and your name and channel name. Yeah, that's right. I remember Adam putting out that video about that a long time ago. I think Brian was still alive at the time, or it might have been right after he passed. Mike, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Oh yeah, if you're close to Durham, there's typically some stuff out there. I'll try to remember to throw it up on my Facebook page next time I know of one coming up. I go out to Durham periodically. Aubrey's out there, so I'll go out there. Let's see. Yeah, I seen somebody asking if it's okay if a mod puts Tara's link in it. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and try to put that link in the chat. I mean, we really don't have any trolls or anything like that come into our chat here on these live streams. So if anybody needs to put anything out, feel free to do so. If you can't, for whatever reason, just put it in a private chat to me, and I will I'll put it out there. So I'll keep an eye on the private chats. Oh, yeah, Jim's on. You can do that. Some of these channels make everybody a moderator, and I just don't want to do that. So let's see. Yeah, so Jim Hill can put that in, or like I said, you guys can chat it over to me, and I'll do the same. USARK podcast. I listened to the USARK's podcast. Oh, that reminds me. I got to get this up there. I almost forgot my banner. I'll have to go over. I'll put up the USARK page here in a second. But again, nothing new to report, fortunately. Yeah, Jim is on. And like I said, if you guys got anything you want me to put out, send it to me in the chat. And if you want to, if you're having a hard time finding this because you're on a phone or on something weird, then just any links that you want me to send, just send them over to my Facebook page. Hit me up on Messenger there. I really don't check my Instagram that much. Probably not near as much as I should. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we'll get it out. There we go. Jim got it. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Hey, Jay. Good to see you, man. There we go. Christina's with us. How you doing? Good to see you guys. Cam, hello. I see a hog nose. I love that little picture. It's like the coolest little hog nose ever. Okay, cool. So let's see what we got here real quick. Let me pull this up. Just curious if there's anybody that's on here for the first time. I'm curious how many first timers we get popping in periodically. If this is your first time sitting in on a live stream, jump in and say hi. Let us see you. Because I'm pretty sure everybody that I see in here so far has seen me go over this at least 50 times. But we'll go over it 50 more because it's important. Okay, so for any of you guys that are hiding out there in the chat that are kind of new, that aren't familiar with USARK, this is really important. USARK.org, go check it out, look through the page. Most important thing that we typically focus on when we're talking about this is this home screen right here, where they've got all the alerts for the different states. As you can see, not many people have been talking about this because the 5 big ones that were on the table, there was some ridiculous animal taxes, some bans, some regulation changes, and all that stuff. Because of the attention that USARK drew to it, all of that stuff got tabled. We don't have to worry about it anymore right now until the next time. So just because we beat it this year, we just about be guaranteed we're going to get just as much stuff come through next year. So we're going to do the same thing, and we've got to keep building up, keep getting people on board. You can go to the membership screen right here, that little tab. It's real easy. It's really inexpensive to get on here. It's like $40 a year for a basic membership, $20 for a sustaining membership. And the big deal is that the numbers all make a huge difference when when the folks at USARK are down talking with legislators. The more people that are behind that, the more people that are active and generating mail and stuff like that, it makes us so much more effective. So, and I have got a direct line to USARK, to Phil, to Jeremy, who's now working with them full time. So if you guys have any concerns or any questions or anything like that I can't answer, I can get you an answer to it. So don't be shy. Our goal is to make sure everybody understands exactly what they do, how they do it, and to get people involved, because none of us want to have to give up our animals. So, and that's something else that I've got to work on at some point when I get time. Is I want to kind of change up my intro a little bit, shorten up the channel intro that I put out for everyone, and then throw something in there for USARK. So let's see. First time. B3258. Good to see you. You've seen him later before. It's first time actually jumping on. Good to see you. Glad you're here. You guys will find we've got an absolutely awesome group here. Really cool group of folks, and everybody's really positive. A couple quick notes here too while we're at it. Of course, as usual, our weekly Patreon Zoom call will be immediately after this at about 8:30 tonight. That's back on board for all the Patreon folks. It's a recurring link. We're using the same one, and I just sent out a message to everybody with that link. For those of you guys that don't know, we do have a Patreon, and definitely we've got a great group of folks in there right now. Always encourage folks to jump in if they want to. The first thing that we really started doing with that as the Patreon started to grow is we started the Zoom calls after the live streams where everybody can jump on. If you've got animals you want to show off, talk about, anybody that may have issues with handling and stuff like that, that's a perfect time to just get on camera and ask folks what's going on. There's a lot of cool folks in there with a lot of good information, a lot of experienced handlers and stuff like that. So absolutely. Hey, feel free if you guys want to jump on the Patreon, then I'll put you figure out which screen. I'll put a link on here for anybody that wants to jump in. We're always working on building that up because we don't do any sales here at all. Don't do any breeding. It's all the educational stuff and working with the animals that we've got here. So let's see. Copy this link and put it up there. And there. And like I said, for all of our contributing Patreon members, for all the paid members, we do the Zoom calls every Saturday. And that's going to be a good forum too, as we move forward and as we continue to grow and stuff like that, to get really good feedback from everybody about some other things that we can do within the Patreon community too. As far as I don't know whatever kind of perks or things like that people might think would be useful. Right now, I know one of the things that I do regularly anyway is like if somebody's really having problems working with one of their animals, we'll do video chats so that I can like watch the animal's behavior and give suggestions on maybe some handling tips and stuff like that, and maybe coaching through stuff, which we've got another one of those coming up. Haven't done it yet. I want to say it's this Thursday. I got to go back and check that. I'll actually be talking with one of our Patreon members who's having some issues with their bigger constrictor. And we're going to do a video chat there and record it and see how that thing goes. And may end up putting that out as a video. And another quick note on that too is if anybody comes up and wants to do that, wants to do the online like coaching with the handling and stuff like that, I do like to put those out as videos just because it helps everybody else, but that's completely up to the person. Excuse me, still a little bit under the weather, but I mean that's completely to whoever the person is that we're working with. If you don't want to have it put out and published as a video or something like that, that's perfectly cool. We'll still work through everything and stuff like that. So it's not something that we do for attention. And it's not trying to just get new content out of it and stuff like that. We genuinely want to help people have better experiences with their animals. And if folks are willing to share that in order to help some other people that may be having similar issues, then awesome. If not, I completely respect your privacy. No problem. Doesn't change anything. We're still going to work with them. So just so you guys know. USARK Florida too. A lot of us are both USARK and USARK Florida members. Florida is kind of the tip of the spear when it comes to stuff like that. Let's see. Andrew says, and that's exactly why I stay hidden off social media. Live in Arkansas with 3 retics. I don't know what the laws are like back there, but there is there's a certain amount of wisdom to maintaining your privacy with your animals like that. You never know when somebody might get a wild hair, and we've seen neighbors and people do stranger things. I'm pretty fortunate because my neighbors are really really enthralled with my animals and I really enjoy them, so it helps out quite a bit. Oh man, in nursing school, yeah, that's got to keep you busy for sure. Oh yeah, we've got Tara says she loves the food. We got some great folks here. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Hey, for those of you guys that may not have caught it earlier today, too, those of you guys that don't know, Jen and Mike Stefani are both, they do at noon on Saturdays, they do a new podcast on the Trap Talk Network where it's just those two talking monitor lizards and stuff. They had Tom Crutchfield on there today. So that was just a whole wealth of information. Really good discussion. And it was really cool to hang out. If you guys had not, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and post a link for that up too, so you guys can save it, refer back to it, whatever you need to do. So I do make a point of catching that with Mike and Jen every Saturday, whenever I can. And see if I can find it real quick. How in my history... I guess I need to slow down on all the house episodes on YouTube so I can find something else. Here we go. I shared this on my Facebook page too. So, but there's the link to that earlier. Oh yeah. On a side note, some of you guys might be pretty excited about this. Talked with Bob Bledsoe from Green Room Pythons, and next Saturday he will be joining us, and we'll get a chance to kind of chat with him. For those of you guys that don't know, let me put that up here too. Those of you guys that don't follow Bob Bledsoe and Green Room Pythons, I strongly encourage you to do so. Bob's he's an awesome guy. No two ways about it. And here's the link to his page. He's really unique. He does a lot of stuff with Renaissance fairs out there on the West Coast. I think he's got a juggling act that he talks about, and things like that. And he's got some really great enclosures. He does a weekly live stream as well. So really good guy to follow if you're not already following him. And like I said, he's going to be here with us next Saturday. So I'll have the links out for that a little bit earlier. I want to advertise that a little bit longer than just our regular stuff that we do every weekend. So do your best to share that one around once it comes out. And we'll try and pack the house for Bob. Oh, okay. Facts say you just saw a law in Michigan banning pet sales from outside the state on most snakes over 72 inches. I'll have to look that up. I haven't heard anything about that one, unless that's just an older law that's already on the books that they may have not been enforcing or something like that. Yeah, she has a Woma python. I was on a video chat the other day. It has a Woma python over there that is homicidal. That might be a good collaboration we'll have to do. Make a video about that one. Yeah, that one is definitely a firecracker. Let's see. You can have links for Jen and Tom. I think, did I not put that up? Okay. Oh, I must just be way far behind. There we go. I think this one. Let me click on this link, make sure I'm not. I should have probably indicated what that is. But absolutely, man. It's good to see you guys on there. It's good to see a podcast that's something other than ball pythons. And plus, you and Mike are both awesome keepers too, so that helps. Let me look through real quick. I'm going to repost the link for this video, just on the off chance that I screwed something up. Not that I ever screw anything up, but I sometimes screw something up. There. I swear I can type today. There. Put it up there again. Oh man, I couldn't imagine having to deal with an HOA. I couldn't do it. Oh yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I haven't really had much of a chance to talk with Bob, just quick exchanges and stuff like that. But I think it's I'm gonna make sure I pass that comment along to Bob. Make sure that he knows. Yeah. He was talking about Bob and Dave being in the Amazon. Yeah, they put out some really cool stuff. Matter of fact, when I asked him to send me a picture for the thumbnail for that live stream, one of the pictures that he sent me, I think, was from the Amazon. It looked like he was down the swamp with an anaconda or something. I'll have to go back and look at the pictures. It's been a crazy week. Been kind of tough. Taking some effort to keep my motivation up this week. It's just been one of those weeks. The day job and dealing with corporate middle management and the really makes me want to retire to the woods. So really looking forward to the day when I can kick that day job to the side and actually do what I like, because it's one of the hardest things for anybody that's a vet out there. If you know any vets, some people can do it. They can fall right back into civilian life, nice and easy. It's a little bit more difficult for some of us. Socially, it's not too bad. Stuff like this and dealing with the reptile community and stuff, and everybody having shared interests and stuff, it's awesome. But typically, when you're a soldier long enough and you do enough things, your train of thought gets tweaked and you just function on a different level than most people do. And when you've got to function in a job setting with people who don't have spines and things like that, it's it's frustrating. So frustrating. You can't make direct statements to anybody, because if you speak directly and you don't give them a freaking hug first, you're angry. So it's been a really frustrating week. That's one of the things about these animals, man. Today was really therapeutic, just staying down there with them all for a while and cleaning cages and trying to get bit by the tegu and things like that. It's amazing how much better you feel after a little bit of time working with these animals. So. Colubrid Fest. Christina was talking about Colubrid Fest. I'm not familiar with that, so you'll have to cue me in on where that is. The only thing that I'm planning on right now is making it up to Retic Fest, which reminds me I got to reserve a hotel and that stuff here pretty soon. So. Yeah, Jen, we got to get you down to North Carolina. I got a little bit better service and stuff like that. We'll get you hooked up. Which one place I'd love to go herping? Where the Komodo dragons are at. That would make me happy. It might happen one of these days while my knees are still good enough to make the trip. I've been all over the country. So it's the only thing that I'd really like to see is just get out and see the Komodos in the wild. I think that would just be really awe-inspiring. Yes, Tara's very charming. What's up, Chuck? Yeah, I probably still look like an old first sergeant. I was at Bragg for a little while, but I was in 82nd. Spent 2 years out there with Swick right down the road from you guys. I tried when I got out, I tried letting my hair grow and all that other stuff and the beard. And I tried to go full hippie, but I just can't do it. Once my hair, like right now, I feel like a hippie because my hair is touching my ears. And I go like this, and if I could feel hair on the side of my head, I feel like a hobo. And then I did try the whole goatee thing for a little while, and I think I just look homeless. Because I guess I've got too much Native American blood. I can't even grow a full beard. Like I have no whiskers that come out right here. It's all just this scraggly crap on my chin. So it's just so much better for me to stick with what I do. Let's see, North Carolina start. Yeah, I've heard of some people getting some power out of it. I've been really lucky, knock on wood, where I'm at. I've got pretty reliable electric here. I think we've been here 2-3 years now, something like that. I think I've only had maybe one outage and a couple flickers the whole time I've been here. And fortunately, none of them were in the wintertime. Right? Hell, when I moved out to Phoenix, I didn't have anything except 2 duffel bags and computer desk. Got into my new apartment, man, and it was just, well, I had a couple boxes too. So a couple small boxes in the corner, set up this little tiny corner computer desk to work on, and my 2 green duffel bags. In Phoenix, temporary loss of sanity. I had a lot of fun in Phoenix, to be honest. I was in Phoenix. We made some trips out to San Diego and La Jolla, out to LA. The social life in Phoenix was great. I can't complain one bit. Lived in a city, couldn't complain. Outside of the fact that, I mean, you can cook your dinner on the sidewalk out there every day. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. A little bit different than it is here in central North Carolina. Let's put it that way. It was pretty funny, though, because when I first got out to, like, the job that I took out there, I took over the phone. I had never even been to Arizona before. Did the whole process over the phone, got set up out there, drove out, got into the parking lot, went inside, and had to come back out to the truck to get something. And it was June or July. It was hot out there, and I ran across the black asphalt parking lot barefoot. That's a mistake you only make once in Phoenix. That sucked. Felt like a little Indian guy walking on hot coals. And I didn't see, that was one thing. He's talking about scorpions. That was one thing that people were talking about, was all the rattlesnakes that you see out there in Phoenix. I didn't see one rattlesnake the whole time I was out there. Where I did see a bunch of stuff was in Iraq. You'd get up in the middle of the night or something like that. You'd have to shine down in your shoes because there were scorpions all over the place. scorpions and bats and rats and spiders and all that stuff. So, let's see. But I ended up coming back to North Carolina because it's I like the countryside out here. You know, I can pretty much be happy damn near anywhere I'm at. Because I don't really have much of a social life anyway. So it's more the area, which is another reason why I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting moved whenever we can get this pulled off. Because right now we're living right off a state highway. So like when I'm out in the backyard trying to film or something, you get Billy Bob driving through here with their 10-inch mufflers on their lifted pickup truck because not enough people can hear them for some reason. And God, it's just so annoying. I can't wait to just like get away from here and get off into the back 40 someplace where we got some regular peace and quiet. Which will be great. Okay, we'll see you in a bit, Christine. I don't know, man. I always liked the big spiders. Oh, cool. You know, that kind of brings up another point, too. You're just talking about catching an albino western diamondback. One thing, oddly enough, that I've been seeing a lot more of lately is like the copperheads out here. Been seeing some different patterns on them, some different copperhead morphs that, you know, because everybody recognizes them by the you know, if you're looking at it from the sides, the Hershey Kiss pattern down their side, or if you're looking at it from up top, it's the hourglass. But I've seen some of them that are like pinstriped, don't have any of those Hershey's Kiss patterns on them, and some people, you know, confusing those for brown snakes and stuff like that. So. Yeah, Knoxville, it's nice out there too. Go closer to the mountains. Think about Tyler, Texas. I don't remember if I've been through Tyler or not. I lived in Denton, Texas, just north of Dallas Fort Worth, and then I lived at Fort Hood for a little while. Yeah, West Virginia, no thanks. Nope. No desire to live up there. That's one thing, man. I love the mountains in the summertime, but in the wintertime, when there's snow on the ground, no desire to mess with all that stuff. I mean, that's one thing. One good thing about central North Carolina, it wouldn't be bad to move a little bit further west. Maybe a little bit closer to Asheville or something like that. It'd be cool. Something where you're not really in the mountains, but you're close enough to where you can get there real easy. Everybody talks about going to the beach out here, and I'm not a beach person. I love the beach if I can go to it and there's not another soul on it and I can just sit there in peace and listen to the ocean. But as soon as somebody else walks out there, I want to go, oh, come here. Come here, crazy. Come here. Oh my God. So what? The most spoiled miniature pinscher on the planet right here. That just reminded me. I haven't gotten any animals out yet. This girl, she's like 17 years old, like in people years, 17 years old. And she still acts like she's a friggin' 6-month-old puppy. And you can see her, she's missing a couple teeth there. And so her tongue doesn't stay in her mouth anymore. It just kind of hangs out the side. What are you doing? You're just going to keep it moving so nobody can see it, huh? There you go. See? That's how she is all the time. There's that little tongue hanging out the side of her mouth. She's a real sweet girl. She's spoiled as hell, ain't you? She's a spoiled girl. I need to get one of the prairie dogs out at some point. Matter of fact, I think Chloe needs to come out. Let me go get her. Let me turn this over so you guys can see her. I had to rework her enclosure. Let me put this one out. There you go. And disclaimer, every time you do this, go in with your snake hook. This girl, I don't have to worry about it quite so much. Ain't that right, sweetie? Come on. Come on. That could be too much longer. She's going to be outgrowing this thing, and she's going to have to give it to somebody else. And we're going to have to build another enclosure for you. There's so much snake. Where's the rest of you going to come? Come on. Come on. It'll take me a second. She's taking her sweet time and getting her tail off from around this log. Do like this. Come on. Come on, crazy. There we go. Snake channel, we should probably have a snake out with us, huh? I'll have my little baby girl, since she hasn't been able to be on camera in a while because her face has been all full of stuff. She finally shed for me. And like this is one, I tried to keep her in a bioactive-ish enclosure with like the soil and the moss and stuff in there. But she likes to get out so frequently that she'll sit there and start digging around in the soil, and she just packs her mouth up with dirt. So I was waiting for her to shed, and then I went and cleaned all the dirt out of that thing, and now all I've got in it is some moss. And so that way she can't pack herself up like that anymore. Isn't that right? What are you doing? It's like the sweetest animal on the planet. For those of you guys that don't know the story behind her, somebody had hit me up and said, hey, I heard of somebody that's got a retic that they rescued that they need to rehome. So I got a hold of them. It was only like an hour down the road from me here. So I went over there, and this girl was in a little fish tank with no heat, no water, in a hide that was like three sizes too small for her. You know, half of her's hanging out of it. And it was the coolest thing because I opened up the doors and immediately just reached in, grabbed her, pulled her out, and she instantly just crawled right up to my chest and sat there and just soaking the heat up off my chest. And she's just been the sweetest animal ever since. And of course, since she lives in my office, she gets plenty of attention and is always out. So, but she's just a lavender mainland retic. And I have every confidence that she is going to be an awesome educational animal as she gets older because her demeanor is just great. And I've never even had to use a hook. The only problem she's got is somebody closed her tail in a door a couple times. And she's got one really bad kink right there and another smaller one right down here. So I don't know if that's something that she's going to grow out of or not at any time. I doubt it because this last one is pretty bad. And I'm sure that's all healed up like that. So she'll always have that knot in her tail, I'm sure. But the good thing is it's distal of her cloaca, so it's not like it's going to cause any problems with that. It'd be different if that knot was up there on the other side. It might impact her digestion and stuff like that. And I don't know how old this girl is. Honestly, don't. I've had her, God, maybe a year already. She may have been a year when I got her. She might be like 2 or something like that. But yeah, she is growing like a weed. It won't be too much longer, and we'll have the same pictures like I've got for Monty. Where I think Monty was just a little bit bigger than this when I got her, maybe. And she's 80 pounds and 16 feet now. So, what is that? What are you doing? You little sneak. You little freaking ninja, get over here. I gotta keep an eye on her because I got the window open over here. I don't want her making her way out there and crawling down the maple tree. Come on, give me your tail. Such a brat. Here, I'll tell you what. What are you doing? Here. I'm gonna give you a chair. Open your door. You have a chair like a proper co-host. How does that sound? There. Would you let go? What? Really? Talk about a spoiled snake, man. The animals that I've got up here in the office are just brats. Right, you got to go up or you're going to just go back in. I think it's just as hot up here in the office as it does in the reptile room. Because I've got this desktop right here that puts out about 300 degrees every day. Oh, let's see. Short time. Let's see how many of these I've missed. Yep, she is a glowworm. Yeah, that's for sure. She's a pretty girl. See, what are you doing? I actually put out, it wasn't too long ago, too. I put out a video with Bob because we hadn't had an update on him in a while. And he's been doing pretty good, too. I shouldn't have picked up the dog because now I got little Piper furs all over my face. You're going home. There you go. She does this a lot. She'll sit out and then just cruise back into her house. And she'll sit there and stare at me until I open up the door again. First cup of coffee's down. There you go. Another thing that we've got going on too. Talked with Kevin McCurley the other day because I'd seen him on Chris Eaton's show, and I know he was talking about wanting to do more stuff, social media wise and stuff like that. And I don't think he doesn't have an active Patreon page yet. So I told him I'd put one together for him. And that's a project here for this week. I'd like to get it done and get it over to him so he can check it out by next weekend. And so you guys all look for that too. Here in the next week or so, I should be posting up links, help him promote his Patreon page. And with like 500,000 subs on his YouTube, we should be able to get his Patreon built up pretty well. I think it's a really good way to support what he does and give him another platform to show some of the other stuff that he does that doesn't do that gets too much bad attention on the regular Facebook page. So, because he does some really awesome stuff that you need to know with animals, but anyway, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. That should be coming down the pipe here before too much longer. Oh, let's see. Oh, cool. You have to let me know if that jag has the neurological issues or not, because the jag chondro that I've got here has got pretty gnarly neurological stuff. Let's see, who else can we get? I get Bob out because I know everybody always likes to see Bob. Where you at, buddy? Where's your head? That's the important part. Hey, wake up. You're going to come out. Are you okay with that? Come out, bud. Come on. I know. Come on. I know. I'm just so rude. You were napping. You can see our little berm baby down there. She seen me walk up to the enclosure. Hey, buddy. What do you think? Come hang out up here. Here we go with the huffing and puffing again. Come on. Come up front. Let everybody see you. There you go. Those of you guys that haven't followed this guy, he's got something to say. I can't translate for him yet. Yeah. There you go. Tell everybody all about it. He's just mad because I woke him up, which is cool. I get that. But this is a Sri Lankan that we'd worked with. He was really terrified of people when we first got him. It was really tough. Remember we had the series that we did on him. You can go onto the channel and find it in the playlists. You're just going to huff and puff a whole lot tonight, aren't you? Stop. He's still really vocal, but he doesn't strike at me anymore. Well, I take that back. I did about a week ago. I was cleaning out his enclosure and I picked him up, and he came up and he didn't bite me. He just punched me with his nose right in the cheek. Let me know that he wasn't happy about me being in there. You doing okay, bud? You're going to chill out for everybody? Are you going to chill out? There you go. Going to quit yelling? You going to be cool? Just keep picturing Samuel L. Jackson saying, "Be cool. Just be cool, baby." Would you stop? Yeah. He may calm down more often than not. He'll come out. He'll be a little huffy about first coming out. And afterwards, he just starts cruising around, checking stuff out. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Cody's Ocelot Tigers. Yeah, I see that. Cody's a sleeper, man. He just kind of came out of nowhere and he started making some amazing friggin' animals. Those tiger ocelots were just gorgeous. I need to get over there and see them one of these days. I need to get over and see everybody one of these days. By the time I get done with work and the animals here and recording and all that other stuff, man, I just have no energy to go out and do anything. So I've got some great folks, you know, all the animals that Cody's got that he puts out that I love to see, and all the stuff Aubrey's got over there, and Jeremy, him and I have been wanting to get together and put out a video at some point. Looking at some of his tree boas that he's got that are just friggin' amazing. It's just a matter of finding the time. All right, Bob, you see this? You see that? They're talking about you now. Yeah. This guy's like a little superstar. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, my hog nose is like that, too. She's really vocal. How you doing, bud? Bob's, Alex is asking if Bob's getting any bigger. Not a whole lot. He is a little bit. He's kind of slow growing it, though. No, he's still eating really well. So that's a good thing. Right? Yeah, we're going to have to hook Bob up with his own deal. Oh, but your head back. I want to know where you're at. Hey, Pastor in Blue, how you doing? Good to see ya. You're good. What are you doing? You gonna bite me? Huh? You can bite? Oh, yeah. If I keep running my hand right in front of your face like that, you will. Just once for old time's sake. You're gonna get me one more time? Just to say you did? He's doing so good. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Hey, Pastor in Blue, Super Chat. Best wishes to everyone. Thank you so much. And I was working on my little dancing gecko, but I can't figure out how to get that transparency to copy over right, because he was going to be dancing across the screen with every super chat and confetti flying all over the place. We'll get that at some point. But thank you. Absolutely appreciate that. Oh, yeah, that stuff Dave put out with the emerald tree bows are awesome. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Yeah, Kevin hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what he said. He said, I can translate those hisses. He says, you did not prepare me for picking me up and moving me. My muscles were comfortable where they were. That's exactly the case with him. He was sleeping when I opened the door, so I gave him enough time to poke his head up and wake up and see what's going on. And that's all the time he had. So that's why he's out here yelling at me a little bit. But he's happy once he gets out. And I love that picture too, the marine iguana. Those things are freaking awesome. Oh, thanks, Heather. Yeah, it's all him. He's done really good. All the hard work's been on his part, not being afraid anymore. Matter of fact, though, I don't even know if he was ever afraid to begin with. He's just a straight fighter. From day one, he wouldn't run. He'd turn around and he would throw punches from the very second you went in there until you put him back. So. I need to do something. You see, this is one of the things too, because when I got this one, I got the Orange Glow Phantom retic downstairs too. So we called this one Silent Bob because he's brown, and the retic's name is Jay. So kind of leaning on the Jay and Silent Bob thing. So if I can find a way of doing that and putting all the snakes together with a Jay and Silent Bob thing without crossing into anybody's copyright territory, then I will certainly do that. Oh, Brandon says he's got to go get dogs in and fed. Outstanding, man. It was good to see you. Hey, look at that. I caught up on all the chats. How you doing, bud? I need to get one of the prairie dogs in here at some point. I know not too many folks get to see those. I may run in since he doesn't like to be out of his area very much. Where do I purchase the larger branches? I get standing deadwood out of the woods for my branches. I don't pick stuff up off the ground because there's always fungus and there's been enough time for it to collect bugs and stuff like that I may not necessarily want in the house. So I look for a dry standing deadwood that doesn't have any fungus and stuff like that on it, and I just cut that down. So I've never had any problems doing it like that. Okay, they're talking about your face now, bud. You got to get in the camera. I know you don't like the lights. Get in there, say hi to everybody. Oh, somebody got gas. You ready to go back home? We got about 5 or 10 minutes, and yeah, that's been suggested. Kind of hashtagging the Jay and Silent Bob thing and see if he notices it. I think he'd be cool with it. I think it'd be really cool to be able to get in touch with him, but I have no idea how to do so. I think he'd be on board with it, actually. But let me go ahead and put him back. I'm going to go check on the status of the prairie dog since they don't get out very often. Here, go back home. Pretty boy. All right. Give me 1 second. I'll see if he's awake. Okay. So prairie dogs are out cold. They go to bed pretty early most of the time. They've got a bunch of fleece down there that they actually absolutely love, and they'll just get in there, burrow in, and once they're in there for the night. Yeah, I know, man. This snake is something else. She is easily the most spoiled. I mean, Chloe's spoiled, yeah, but I've had this girl since she was a hatchling. Hi. Are you not getting enough attention? Not getting enough attention? You want to come out? You can't have your tail in the hide and come out all at the same time. Well, come on, let go. Crazy ass snake. Come on. There. Girl got me standing here on one leg like an ostrich because she won't let go of over hide. So, yeah, and this is a good example too. I like taking her out right after taking Bob out because you can see the difference between a regular normal Burmese and a Sri Lankan real easily. You can see the narrower head, and of course Burms don't have that same blushing to their head, stuff like that. See if I can get through the rest of these things. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Heather was talking about she volunteers with the Herp Society educational shows. That's one of the toughest thing about the shows, man, is you get, by the time you start getting a lot of people out there and interacting and stuff like that, I mean, it may be time to put the animals away. We've done a couple of them outside where, you'd want to stay out there for another 2-3 hours with folks, but the temperatures just aren't working. You got people putting animals in the vehicles with the AC on and stuff like that just to keep their temperatures decent. So it can be rough. It's why I don't schedule them very long. So yeah, this girl she's just the sweetest animal on the planet. I had her out a little bit earlier today too. I was kind of joking about how I go lead into the enclosure with my nose. It's not a technique I really need to be teaching people, but man, any of you guys that have kept animals for a long time, man, you know which ones you can trust and which ones are, yeah, food response is a real thing, but intelligence is a real thing as well. And this girl, I never worry about. Like it's really funny because a lot of the retics I've worked with, when you present them with a meal, they pick up on it instantly. They're right there, man. Chloe is good for this. Monty is good for this. This girl is good for it. Where I'll present them with a meal, and my male Burmese downstairs, Apollo, he's really good for this too. They when they see a meal, you can see them stopping and making sure that it's not me before they bite it. And I know that probably sounds weird, and some people might say that that's just not a thing, but I mean, you can literally see their brains working and them checking it to make sure that it's okay to bite it. Because any of those animals, I can open the enclosure, they can come right out to me, and they know they're coming out to handle because they get handled a lot more than they get fed. So when they get fed, it's really cool to watch them just sit and process everything for a second. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, dinner. So it's really cool. Asking about personality difference between male and female Burms. Yeah, I mean, I know there can be differences between male and female retics sometimes. There's really my female here and my male Burm downstairs. There's not really a whole lot of difference at all. They've both got pretty much the same demeanor. Yeah. My male Burm downstairs, when I go down there, as soon as he sees me, 95% of the time his nose comes right up to the glass and he's wanting me to open the door so he can come hang out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I've really got to you can see some that are dumb as rocks, but I don't know, man. Certain ones, you work with them long enough, it's crazy how you can almost tell what they're thinking sometimes. It's really neat. Yeah, my boa Charlie, who's pretty popular too. He's really chill most of the time as far as food. I got to coax him into eating more often than not. But we're coming up on 8:25 almost, and that means we're a few minutes away from starting the Patreon Zoom call. So we're going to get ready to put Athena back home. I'm going to take a quick break and refill the coffee. For those of you Patreon folks that are coming over to the Zoom call, if you check your messages on Patreon, it should be in your email or your messages there. I put in the link for tonight. For any of you guys that are interested in joining up, I put the link up there. You can find it on any video too. I think it's actually going to be down in the video description of this video. Patreon link. If you jump in, join that. If you join it in the middle of a stream or something like that and want to jump on in the middle of a Zoom call, just shoot me a message on Facebook and I'll get you in there. But yeah, let me make sure I hit the rest of these real quick. Okay, and again too, one last note, keep an eye out for the link here in a few-ish days for next week's live stream. Really would like to see a whole bunch of people come on and support Bob being on here. That should be a really cool discussion because Bob's a great guy from Green Room Pythons. Spend some time this week. If you're not familiar, look up Green Room Pythons on YouTube and check him out and have your questions ready because he absolutely loves to answer questions. So I think his last live stream was like 3 hours long. So, all right, guys. Well, we are done for tonight. I'm going to take a quick break, grab some coffee, and get ready to start this Zoom call. And we will see you guys next Saturday at the absolute latest. And have a great rest of the weekend. Be safe. And join USARK. And we will talk to you guys all soon.